Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mrs. Freckles. I talk about lifestyle, fitness, and everything in between. And in this video, we're going to be doing meal prep. As always, it's Meal Prep Mondays. On the menu today, we're going to be making some protein muffins, and we're going to make a white chicken chili. So I only eat pretty much 2 meals a day and some snacks in between. So for our snacks, we're going to have yogurt and granola, which is one of my favorites. And probably going to have some protein shakes as well, because the goal this week is to get our protein up as much as we can, because last week we weren't consuming enough. If you haven't already watched my video from last week, go ahead and check it out. It was some yummy things. We had meatballs, Brussels sprouts, white rice, a little bit of barbecue sauce to add a little more flavor. We also had egg muffins, which were yummy, which actually didn't have any meat, so they were vegetarian. And yeah, that's for the most part. That's what we meal prepped last week. So let's go ahead and get right into it. My apologies, y'all. Somewhere between moving it from a phone to Dropbox, I lost footage. So I'm going to add in clips wherever it's necessary. First things first, we're going to set the oven to 350 and allow that to preheat and be warm for our muffins later. Then we're going to wash some chicken breasts or chicken tenderloins and add that to a pot of water. Then we're going to go ahead and season the water. I'm going to add some chicken bouillon. The recipe does call for chicken broth. Didn't have it, so I added the bouillon, which has sodium, so be careful with that. Then garlic powder and onion powder. You can be heavy-handed with that because it does not have sodium in it. And then I'm also going to add some seasoning salt, just a little bit, because I already have some salt in the chicken bouillon. And let that cook for about 30 minutes. Once the chicken turns white and is breakable, like it breaks apart easily, then we're gonna go ahead and pull all of the chicken pieces out. I use tenderloins, and we're gonna shred that. You can use 2 forks. Honestly, this breaks apart with using any type of utensil. And once it's all shredded, you're going to go ahead and add that back into that chicken broth that you actually made. Some of those pieces didn't want to come out. And then you're going to add a can of cannelli beans. You use 2 cans of that. Two cans of corn. And you want to keep all the juices because that adds to the flavor. So you just pour it straight from the can. Don't need to drain or anything like that. Cannelli beans are also called white kidney beans. Then we're also going to add some green chilies. Add to your liking, to be quite honest. Just make sure you measure it if you're tracking calories. Now we're going to season a little bit more. Add some chili powder. Some more onion powder, because hey, I love the flavor of onion, and mix that all in. There's actually an extra piece that I missed the clip of, so you're supposed to add in a block of cheese. You want to cut it into cubes and add them in one at a time. It's gonna boil, and then you want to make sure that you mix it. Mix it real well. You don't want any like cubes of cheese, because then it's not mixed in very well. This is what it should look like once it's all mixed in, and then you allow that to cook for about another 10-15 minutes. Now we're going to start off on our protein muffins. A hack to make your bananas ripe: you can go ahead and put them in the oven if they're not ripe enough. That's one reason why we needed to warm them up, which is what I did. They should look like this when they're done, nice and brown. Allow them to cool, and then you want to peel them. Then you're going to go ahead and blend them until it becomes a puree, because you're going to need it for your muffins, and this is what it should look like. We're also going to go ahead and blend up some oats, because we need those. You can also buy oat flour, but this is honestly cheaper. Now we're getting ready to go ahead and start on our muffins. Alright, next we need to mix in all of our dry ingredients. start with the salt. So we need about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Definitely don't want too much of that. All right, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. And then we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So we'll just use the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is a half measure. I'm done with those. Now we're going to do 1/2 cup of almond flour, protein powder, and oat flour. So this is the super fine almond flour from whole blanched almonds. Okay, got that. And lose our oat flour that we made on our own. Got 1/2 cup of that, and I'm making a mess. 1/2 cup of that, and the good stuff. This is hands down my favorite protein powder. Hands down. Love the flavor. Absolutely. And why not? You already got banana in there. Why not add banana protein powder? We got 1/2 cup of that in there. Okay. And then we're gonna mixy until it's all mixed in good. This is supposed to make 10 muffins. We shall see. All right, looks like it's all mixed in. So now we are going to fold in some walnuts. Put a few of those in there, make it like a banana nut. You know, whenever you get a chance, always put in some chocolate. Since we need to keep track of the calories, let's measure this. We can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 18, 19, 20, 23, 4, 5, 8, 9, 30, 3. All right, so that's 1 serving because I want to be able to put some on the top. So we use roughly about 2 servings of this chocolate. And this is the Lily's milk chocolate. All right, so now we're about to put it in the pan. All right, next got my little pan lined. Otherwise, if I didn't use this little small one, I would have used my 24 one and it would look real crazy with only 10 muffins. So I'm just gonna spray these with some baking spray so the muffins don't stick if I wanna just take them out of the wrapper. We don't want, we wanna save all of this. So, ice cream scooper, let's scoop these out. Put them in here. Here need just a little bit more. All right. Oh, this one too. Oven's already preheated to 350. So now we're about to put them in the oven. Actually, I think these are supposed to be full. So let's try that again. Put a little more in there. More than 4 left, so it's only supposed to make 10. All right, so now we're gonna just add a few extra chips. Got 1 serving here, so just add a few more in here. about 4. Because wherever we can get some little extra chocolate, why not? Alright, so this is what we got so far. Okay, time to put them in the oven. Then on the rack and let them bake for like 10 to 15 minutes.